Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Deep Cuts Reactions and my name's Greg, and I'm going to play what I think is probably a fairly weird song from the little snippet that I read down there. But this is a band I've never heard of called Wedding Parties Anything, and the song is A Tale They Won't Believe, which is about an escaped convict in Tasmania. And a tale of murder and cannibalism and all that sort of stuff. So it ought to be really pleasant. So anyway, here's a tale they won't believe.
In the pouring rain, none of us quite sure if we would see England again, and some fool might have death or liberty. Now there were 6 of us together, a jolly hungry crew, and as the days went by, our hunger quickly grew, and some fool might have death or liberty. So that night we made fires out of twigs and out of bark, and our stomachs they kept rumbling all through the night so dark, wondering, trying to keep ourselves alive. When the sun come up next morning, well, a 6 had turned to 5, and I said, right, there's another one, don't you brown to me, hold it down, for it's a tale they won't believe. I get down to Hobart Town. Well, the 5 of us were nervous, and I tell you, that's a fact. But you should have seen the bastard who was carrying the axe. He was a sick man, he had murder in his heart. And then we reached the Franklin River. It took 2 days to cross. We were wet and almost starving, and for food we're at a loss. We were hungry, we had murder on our minds. So that night we made fires out of twigs and out of bark, and our stomachs they were rumbling all through the night so dark. Now they were making noises that the deaf could not ignore, and when the sun came up next morning, well, a 5 had turned to 4, and I said, right, another one too proud to me, hold it down, for it's a tale they won't believe. When I get down to Hobart Town. While the 4 of us kept on marching to a place called Western Tears, a country full of tasty game for us and lent no cheer. We had no guns, we were traveling without hope, but the actual room so ominous. God's hand was a play, for a sick man is a type of game which cannot run away, so stay easy, my good man, your time's at hand. So that night we made fires out of twigs and out of bark, and our stomachs they were rumbling all through the night so dark. I can't say that I feel guilty, as after all it wasn't me. But when the sun come up next morning, well, a 4 I turned to 3, and I said, right, another one for too proud to believe. Hold it down, for it's a tale they won't believe. When I get down to Hobart Town. While the 3 of us kept on moving, one was fading fast. He had been bitten by a snake, and you could see he would not last, so stay easy, my good man, your time's at hand. And when he could march no longer, his days are fading fast. We were far too weak to carry him. Subsistence, it comes first, stay easy, my good man, your time's at hand. So that night we made fires out of twigs and out of bark, and our stomachs, they were rumbling all through the night so dark. It was a messy job, but it was one we had to do. And when the sun came up next morning, well, the 3 had turned to 2, and I said, right, there's a little window too brown to me, and hold it down, for it's a tale they won't believe. When I get down to Hobart Town. Now he had been looking at me funny, sort of eyeing me for days, and you would not need to be too bright to know that bastard's ways. He was a sick man, he had murder in his heart. But even bastards have to rest, and even bastards have to sleep. And when he was in the land of Nod, straight over I did creep, and the axe that he wielded was all mine. So that night I built the fire out of twigs and out of bark, and my stomach kept on rumbling all through the night so dark. I can't say that I enjoyed it, and it wasn't exactly fun, but when the sun come up next morning, well, at 2, I turned to one and I said, run! And another one goes round, see me, hold it down, it's a tale they won't believe. When I get down to Hobart Town, down to Hobart Town. Is a pack of lies, as any fool can tell. So when I got down to Hobart Town, I told my story well. Do you think they would believe one word I said? For they thought that I was covering for my mates still at large. Should they be roaming in the bush so wild and free? And back to old Macquarie Harbour they send me. But I remembered the fires made of twigs and made of bark, and how my stomach it kept rumbling all through the night so dark. And this young fool, he just said to me, hey, it's liberty or death. And he looks a rather tasty one. This time I'll go north and I'm singing. Don't you cry, don't you care. When I get down, when I get down, when I get down to Hobart Town.
Well, that was a gas. That was delightfully gruesome. Definitely, it was so funny because they started off, and I'm going, God, these are hard rockers, and then all of a sudden the accordion and fiddle came in, and it's like, okay, well that's something different, and it kind of gave it an Irish feel, which was cool. But man, that was good. Those guitarists were right fine, and the vocalist was a great storyteller. that was cool. I don't know, man. I like kind of elements of punk in there, I suppose. But it's strange, like elements of punk, although it's like a ballad. I don't know. It's an incongruous song, and I liked it a lot. So anyway, I hope you guys did, and I'll be back and play something. So hit like, subscribe, and we will see you all later. Bye bye.